Hello everyone, this is class 7 Geography NCERT chapter 4 Air. Our earth is surrounded by a huge blanket of air called atmosphere. All living beings on this earth depend on the atmosphere for their survival. It provides us the air we breathe and protect us from the harmful effect of the sun rays. Without this blanket of protection, we would be baked alive by the heat of the sun during day and get frozen during night. So it is this mass of air that has made the temperature on the earth livable. Composition of the atmosphere. Do you know that air we take in while breathing is actually a mixture of many gases? Nitrogen and oxygen are two gases which make up the bulk of the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide, helium, ozone, argon, and hydrogen are found in lesser quantities. Apart from these gases, tiny dust particles are also present in the air. The pie chart gives you the percentage of different constituents of air. Figure 4.1. Nitrogen is the most plentiful gas in the air. When we inhale, we take some amount of nitrogen into our lungs and exhale it. But plants need nitrogen for their survival. Constituents of air: nitrogen 78%, carbon dioxide 0.03%, argon 0.93%, all others 0.04%, oxygen 21%. Do you know carbon dioxide release in the atmosphere creates a greenhouse effect by trapping the heat radiated from the earth? It is therefore called a greenhouse gas, and without it, the earth would have been too cold to live in. However, when its level in the atmosphere increases due to factory smoke or car fumes, the heat retained increase the temperature of the earth. This is called global warming. This rise in temperature caused the snow in coldest part of the world to melt. As a result, the sea level rises, causing floods in the coastal areas. There may be drastic changes in the climate of a place, leading to extinction of some plants and animals in the long run. They can not take nitrogen directly from the air. Bacteria that live in the soil and roots of some plants take nitrogen from the air and change its form so that plants can use it. Oxygen is the second most plentiful gas in the air. Human and animals take oxygen from the air as they breathe. Green plants produce oxygen during photosynthesis. In this way, oxygen content in the air remains constant. If we cut trees, then the balance gets disturbed. Carbon dioxide is another important gas. Green plants use carbon dioxide to make their food and release oxygen. Humans are animals release carbon dioxide. The amount of carbon dioxide released by human or animals seems to be equal to the amount used by the plants, which make a perfect balance. However, the balance is upset by burning of fuels such as coal and oil. They add billions of tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere each year. As a result, the increased volume of carbon dioxide is affecting the earth weather and climate. Do you know when air is heated, it expands, it becomes lighter and goes up. Cold air is denser and heavy. That is why it tends to sink down. When hot air rises, cold air from surrounding area rushes there to fill in the gap. That is how air circulation take place. Look at the picture. Read and ponder. Is global warming a serious issue in today's world? Structure of the atmosphere. Our atmosphere is divided into five layers starting from the Earth's surface. These are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. Figure 4.2. Troposphere is the most important layer of the atmosphere. Its average height is 13 km. The air we breathe exists here. Almost all the weather phenomena like rainfall, fog, and hail, hailstorm occurs in this layer. Okay. Stratosphere. Above the troposphere lies the stratosphere. It extends up to a height of 50 km. This layer is almost free from clouds and associated weather phenomena, making condition most ideal for flying aeroplanes. One important feature of the stratosphere is that it it contains a layer of ozone gas. We have just learned how it protects us from the harmful effect of the sun rays. Mesosphere. This is the third layer of the atmosphere. It lies above the stratosphere. It extends up to the height of 80 km. Meteoroids burn up in this layer on entering from the space. Thermosphere. Thermosphere temperature rises very rapidly with increasing height. Ionosphere is a part of this layer. It extends between 80 to 400 km. This layer helps in radio transmission. In fact, radio waves transmitted from the earth are reflected back to the earth by this layer. Exosphere. The uppermost layer of the atmosphere is known as exosphere. This layer has very thin air. Light gases like helium and hydrogen float into the space from here. Look at the picture. Layer of atmosphere. Troposphere, Mount Everest. Troposphere. Okay. Ozone layer. Stratosphere. Aeroplane. Stratosphere. Mesosphere. Mesosphere. Thermosphere. Exosphere. Let's do. For 10 days, note down weather report from a local newspaper. God. Weather and climate. It is going to rain today. Will it be bright and sunny today? How many times we have heard this from anxious cricket fans speculating the fact the fate of one day match. If we imagine our body to be a radio and the mind its speaker, whether it's something that fiddle with its control knobs, whether it's this hour to hour, day to day condition of the atmosphere. A hot and humid weather may make one irritable. A pleasant breezy weather may make one cheerful and even plan for an outing. Weather can change dramatically from day to day. However, the average weather condition of a place for a longer period of time represent the climate of a place. Now, do you understand why we have daily weather forecast? Temperature. The temperature you feel every day is the temperature of the atmosphere. The degree of hotness and coldness of the air is known as temperature. The temperature of the atmosphere changes not only between day and night but also from season to season. Summers are hotter than winters. An important factor that influences that distributions of temperature is insolation. Insolation is the incoming solar energy interrupted intercepted by the earth. The amount of the insolation decreases from the equator towards the poles. Look at the picture. Weather instrument. Thermometer measures the temperature. Barometer measures atmospheric pressure. Rain gauge measures the amount of rainfall. Wind vane shows the direction of the wind. Temperature decrease in the same manner. Now, do you understand why poles are covered with snow? If the Earth's temperature rises too high, it would become too warm for some crops to grow. Temperature in cities is much higher than the that of village. The concrete and metals in building and the asphalt of roads get heated up during the day. This heat is related during the night. Also, the crowded high rise buildings of the cities trap the warm air and thus raise the temperature of the cities. Do you know the standard unit of measuring temperature is degree Celsius? It was invented by Andreas Celsius. On the Cel- Celsius scale, the water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius and boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Do you know on the moon there is no air and hence no air pressure? Astronauts have to wear special protective space unit suits filled with air when they go to moon. If they did not wear these space suits, the counter pressure exerted by the body of the astronaut would make the blood vessels burst. The astronaut would breathe. Air pressure. You will be surprised to know that air above us presses with great forces and our bodies. However, we don't even feel it. This is because the air presses us from all directions. And our body exert a counter pressure. Air pressure is defined as the pressure exerted by the weight of air on the earth's surface. As we go up the layers of atmosphere, the pressure falls rapidly. The air pressure is highest at sea level and decrease with height horizontally. The distribution of air pressure is influenced by temperature of air at a given place. In areas where temperature is high, the air gets heated and rises. This creates a low pressure area. Low pressure is associated with cloudy skies and wet weather. In areas having lower temperature, the air is cold. It is therefore heavy air sink and creates a high pressure area. High pressure is associated with the clear and sunny skies. The air always moves from high pressure areas to low pressure areas. Wind. A wind is named after the direction from which is which it blows. Example: the wind blowing from the west is called westerly wind. The movement of air from high pressure area to low pressure areas is called wind. You can see wind at work as it blows dry leaves down the pavement or uproots a tree during a storm. Sometimes, when the wind blows gently, you can even see it blowing away smoke or fine dust. At times, wind can be so strong that it is difficult to walk against it. You must have experienced it is not easy to hold an umbrella on a windy day. Uh, Think of some other examples when strong winds have created problems for you. Winds can be broadly divided into three types: permanent wind, seasonal winds, local winds. The trade winds, westerlies and easterlies, are the permanent winds. These blows constantly throughout the year in a particular direction. Seasonal winds. These winds change their directions in different seasons. For example, monsoon in India. Local winds. These blows only during a particular period of the day or year in a small area. For example, the land and the sea breeze. Do you recall the hot and dry local wind of northern plains of India, it is called Lu. Look at the picture.